Howdy. Today I'm going to show you how to set up the podcast using an iMac with GarageBand, a Behringer analog amplifier, and a Mackie analog mixing board. First thing that you're going to want to do is check and make sure that the power cords are inserted on all three of your devices. And the power source is plugged into something that has power. Once you do that, you can start flipping on your switches. On the back, right next to the plug, is the one for the mixing board. On the front, this button right here on your right goes green when it has power, and this will glow either orange if it's still charging or green if it's charged for the iMac right here. The next thing you're going to want to do once you have power is you are going to create a loop within this system for the headset. Now, what I mean by a loop is that there are two wires here that go to the headset. One is for the sound coming out, which is what you're saying into this, and one is for the sound coming back in, which is what you're going to hear through this. So we've got to create a loop that goes into here, around, back out here, and then back up to our headset. So what I'm going to start with is I have a gray and a black. I always think of this as there's a light and a dark, and they go in the opposite colors. So the light here is going to go into the dark panel up here, and the dark here is going to go into the light panel on the front of the amplifier here. I plugged both of them into channel 1 so that is to not get confused. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my second headset, except I'm going to go into channel 2 with these. So again, the light one goes into the dark side in channel 2, and the dark one goes into the light side on channel 2 on this one. If you were to have a third headset, it would do the same thing, but with channel 3 and channel 3. Now, the next thing that we're going to do, we now have sound going in to the board, all right, and we have sound coming out of the amplifier. The problem is that we don't have sound going from the mixing board to the amplifier. That's where this cord comes in. These are called 1/4-inch jacks. So what we're going to do is send the sound through this 1/4-inch cable from the headset spot on the mixing board to the back of the amplifier, top row, second one from the right. I always think of it as LB, which you'll see the letters on the back here are L and B. Now, when I put my headset on, I should be able to hear and see the sound levels there and see the sound levels right there on my mixing board. And I can, so I know that it's working all in that loop. Now the last thing that I'll have to do as I take this off here is I'm gonna have to send my mixed sound from the mixing board to the computer. So I've got it so my partner and I can hear what is being said and our sound is coming through loud and clear, but now I need to get it to the program. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my RCA cable, that's what these red and white are, RCA, and over here I just have a regular mic jack, all right, a regular microphone jack or a regular headset jack. I am going to use the RCA cables to where it says tape output on my mixing board. Now it's right next to tape input, but we're not bringing sound in this case, we're sending it out. So it goes in the tape output, and then I'm going to run this line along the back, and it's going to go into my USB sound card. All right, now the sound card has a spot for a microphone and a spot for headphones. We want to put it into the microphone side, all right, the little microphone there on the left, and then we're going to wait and plug in this USB once we've opened GarageBand. So that's my next step, is I'm going to check in with my iMac here. It's awake, it's ready to go. I've got my icons down here on my main dock, and I'm gonna click on the guitar because that is, as the icon says right there, that is GarageBand. So I click on GarageBand, and immediately it will load the last podcast or project that I've been working on. So what I will start with is I'm going to click audio up here. It's going to bring up all music, and I'm going to click file and new. Alright, ask me if I want to save. Always save the person's project before you, just to make sure they don't lose anything. And it's going to give me all sorts of options. So I want to create a piano track, a keyboard track, a loop, a voice. What we want to do is this bottom right icon here, podcast. So I double click it, and it will ask me what I would like to name said podcast. I'm going to name this Finals Video. And it has now created a mixdown for me. Again, I'm going to select audio over here because that's with what I'm going to be working. And I'm going to select the male voice track. Now, you can select male voice or female voice. It really doesn't matter. Next thing I need to do is I need to plug in my sound card. So I just find a USB slot over here on the side. I plug the sound card in. A little blue light will light up on the sound card when I do that. Okay, and it will ask me if I want to use X-Fi Go Pro, Sound Blaster X-Fi Go Pro, and yes, I do want to use that. Now, to test and make sure that my sound is coming through, what I want to do is just tap it a couple times, and I see that it's not showing up on this bar right here. No need to worry. Click another track, try it on that other track, and as we see now, it is coming in loud and clear. So if I really want to use the male voice track, I can click back on that, and it's coming through now. It just needed to refresh. So now, when I put my headset on, I have sound coming through here that I can hear. I've got sound that my partner can hear on his headset, and I've got this coming all the way around into my computer, and I am ready to hit record and start making podcasts. All right, so the final thing that you're going to want to do is perhaps put music to your podcast. So you need the 1/4 inch jack on this wire to go into line 4 on the mixing board. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take the headset jack and plug it into your iPod or your iPhone or wherever you have your music. Then all you need to do is open up your music, press play, and voila, you've got music on your podcast. That's it. Thank you.